Welcome back to another intense day in Harris County, Texas. Today, we are witnessing the final straw for a defendant who has been dodging the legal system for over 3 years. This case is what legal experts call a zombie case. It just refuses to die. The defendant, Mr. Isamiya, has been on bond for over 1,000 days. Yes, you heard that right, over 1,000 days. But today, his luck runs out. Judge Fleischer sent him for a random drug test right before this clip started, and the results are back. He thinks he can talk his way out of it with the classic, "I haven't smoked in days," defense, but this judge has zero patience left for delays. Watch closely how quickly the mood shifts from a standard hearing to an immediate arrest. This is a masterclass in what happens when you mistake a court's patience for weakness. Let's see the results.
Hey, who's teaching?
Judge Escamilla, he's here. He went for a drug test.
Come up, Miss Escamilla. I guess Roxanne's not here.
She stepped back. She did tell me alcohol or THC.
He's still using. Unacceptable. I mean, I tested you once, you test positive, you test it again, you're still testing positive.
Listen to those numbers. This case has been open since 2022. That is absolutely insane. In the legal world, a simple misdemeanor dragging on for 1,110 days is a failure of the system, usually caused by a defendant constantly failing to appear or making excuses. Judge Fleischer is listing his failures like a receipt. He has failed to appear multiple times, meaning he just ghosted the court. He has failed to comply with bond conditions repeatedly. And now, after 3 years of chances, he fails a drug test. She is building the record here. She needs to justify what she is about to do next, because revoking a bond is a serious deprivation of liberty. She is making it crystal clear that this isn't about one mistake. It's about a pattern of total disrespect for the court's authority. The hammer's about to drop.
Judge, do we know the quantities and is it just THC? My client says he has not been smoking and I don't know how long it takes for it to come out of his system.
This case has been open since 2022. He's multiple times failed to appear. I've asked him to continually comply with bond conditions, and you've continually, over and over.
And there it is, the positive test. This is the moment every defense attorney dreads. When a judge orders a urinalysis right in the courthouse, the results are immediate, and they are usually undeniable. The defendant is testing positive for THC, and the judge's reaction says it all. Unacceptable. Now, look at the defense attorney's strategy here. She immediately pivots to the residuals argument, claiming that he hasn't smoked recently, but the drugs are just leaving his system slowly. It's a common scientific defense because marijuana can stay in your system for 30 days or more. However, in a bond violation hearing, the burden is on the defendant to stay clean. The judge isn't interested in the biology of half-lives right now. She's interested in compliance. If you're on bond, you follow the rules, period. Let's see if this excuse holds any water with a judge who has heard it a million times.
And over failed to comply. Now your case is 1,010 days old and you continue to test positive. Right now, you're going to jail. Goes with you.
Boom, bond revoked. Goes with you. That is a specific command to the bailiff to take him into custody immediately. This is the reality of the courtroom that movies often skip the sudden loss of freedom. 1 minute you're standing at the podium in your street clothes, and the next you're being handcuffed and taken to the holding cell. Don't notice the defendant's reaction, total denial. I've not been using this. He is trying to argue with a lab report. This is a psychological defense mechanism. He's panicking, but the judge's response is cold and factual. Test says otherwise. There is no arguing with science in this courtroom. He thought he could get one more continuance, one more break, but the clock just ran out. Do you think he deserves to go to jail for a dirty test after 1,000 days, or is this too harsh? Let me know in the comments.
Acceptable, Mr. Escamilla.
Your Honor, I've not been using.
Test says otherwise. And now at 1,000 days old, multiple tests, you stay with me.
Judge, and to be clear, I just got appointed last time. I haven't been on this case for 1,000 days.
You're
So,
not the first lawyer on this case.
I know, but
And at some point, we have to say when. But it's unacceptable that being 3 years old, and now it's over and over.
I think the issue is, Judge, he smoked before the last appearance when he was brought in on the warrant, because he's brought in on a warrant on the new charge. And I think that's the issue. I truly
Given
do.
the
And so
on the time.
I know, Judge, but just for me to advocate
I get it.
completely for my client.
This is a tough spot for the lawyer. She's trying to distance herself from the 1,000-day delay by saying, I just got appointed. She's essentially telling the judge, don't blame me for the last 3 years. And fair enough, public defenders rotate frequently. However, the judge shuts that down immediately. It doesn't matter who the lawyer is. The defendant is the same person who has been messing up for 3 years. The lawyer is trying to argue that it didn't sink in until recently. That is a weak argument. If being arrested and brought to court doesn't make the situation sink in, nothing will. The judge knows that if she lets him walk out that door, today, he's just going to disappear for another year. She's cutting off the excuses to save the integrity of her court.
I know he was on a warrant. I know that he was on bond for that first person, but I think it didn't really sink in until the second one. And I've been in contact with him. My staff's been in contact with him. He's trying this time. So what's
No,
the,
he's going in.
all right, what's the new bond? I'm appointed judge.
I get it.
I know, so he can't have,
Tell
I know,
him that we mean business.
I know, Judge, I'm just
First case is
advocating.
at 5,000.
Now we get to the financial consequences. Since his bond was revoked, he has to post a new bond to get out. The judge is setting it at over $7,500 for the old case and $5,000 for the failure to ID. That is a significant amount of money. When she says, tell him that we mean business, she is using the money as a tool for behavior modification. The logic is simple. If his family has to pay a bondsman thousands of dollars to get him out, they are going to watch him like a hawk. He won't be skipping court if his mom's life savings are on the line. This is the final step in the judge's crackdown. She locked him up to shock him, and now she's raising the price of freedom to ensure he finally takes this seriously.
And 3, so I'll set that at 7,504 and then 5,001 on the failure to ID.
Say that again, Judge, I'm sorry. And that's my hearing issue.
So the failure to ID is set at 1,000.
Okay,
So on that one, I'm going to do 5,001.
okay. And then the old case,
The old case is at 5,003. So I'll do 7,504.
7504.
And that is how you end a 3-year game of cat and mouse. Mr. Essamia pushed the court for over 1,000 days, failed multiple times to show up, and thought he could slide by with a positive drug test. But Judge Fleischer proved that every court has a breaking point. He walked in free, and he's leaving in handcuffs with a much higher price tag on his freedom. It's a harsh lesson. You can only delay justice for so long before it catches up to you. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Texas justice in action, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Share this with someone who needs a reality check. And don't forget to subscribe for more shocking courtroom moments. Thanks for watching.